and Seth saying that the NFL the last couple of years has talked about Russell Wilson's limitations, and teams are seeing that. And all of a sudden, you look around and we have all these quarterbacks, and like, do we trust Tua? Is it Aaron Rodgers' revenge tour? At what point does Russell Wilson try to show the world what is up?
I don't understand why, because he went to a team and isn't winning right away, or it's just a little awkward, and it's only week 3 of the NFL. I mean, week 4. Sorry, going into week 4. But JJ, I've always been scared of Russell Wilson as a team playing them.
Absolutely.
Can't catch him. Von Miller has even said that. He's the hardest guy to catch. Well, probably now with all these new shorter, younger, Mighty Mouse guys coming into the league, they're taking that role on. But yeah, I've never thought that way. I'm like, oh gosh, I'd like a Russell Wilson.
I think I would too. And then as we
came down to a clutch end of the game, want to win the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's probably top 5 of quarterbacks I would want.
We're going to get into this more throughout the day as we head into this weekend with the NFL kicking off tomorrow. College football. Can you believe it's week 5 for some college football teams? It is insane already. But you know who's feeling good, who's wobbling in their shoes? It was New Mexico State Saturday night. A 45-26 victory over Hawaii. Everything, look at the offensive line, the quarterback play, the defense setting the tone early. And their head coach, Jerry Kill, joins us on the opening drive. Jerry, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. And it's got to feel good just to be with your team in that locker room on Saturday night, all the work they've put in, and get that first W.
Yeah, you feel real good for the kids. I mean, they've worked really hard, and you're just glad that, I'm glad they got rewarded. They deserved it, and, I feel really good for them, and, we still have a lot of work to do, but, it's a lot easier to do after a win than a loss.
In that first quarter, he had 206 yards total offense, 187 yards on the ground. What was the offensive line able to do to set the tone and get that run game going early?
Well, I think it's the way we practice. I think we, kind of went back to the way I've always done it. We've always done it. And, we had very physical practices and, very demanding and, and our kids responded to it.
And you look at the offensive line play. Star Thomas, he's already shown flashes of the game breaker he can be. But what kind of holes was he able to run through? Just 11 carries, 13 yards per carry at 144 yards, and a touchdown against Hawaii. Getting the offensive line play plus Star Thomas, what'd you see from those guys?
Well, Star makes your offensive line look a lot better. Not everything's ever going to be clean. It's not clean in college or pro football, college football. And sometimes as a back, you got to make somebody miss. And, we're fortunate that, we've got a kid like him. We got 2 big backs. And, but Star's really picked it up. And, he's a very, very good football player playing with a very inexperienced offensive line.
New Mexico State head football coach Jerry Kill joining us on the opening drive, and Gavin Frakes got the start. How much did it help Gavin settle in, having that success early in the run game for him to get going?
Well, I mean, again, you got a freshman quarterback, and if you can run the ball, I mean, it takes a lot of pressure off him and can get him in the rhythm of the game. And so him being able to, anytime he can run the ball, it's going to help the quarterback.
And you've talked about, throughout the season with the challenges that have been on the schedule, but looking at both quarterbacks and just having a guy step up and take over. What did you see out of Gavin just throughout the week leading into that game where he had your trust in that moment?
Well, I think that it's one of those things where you have to decide sometimes, who gives you the best possible person to win on that particular weekend. And it's not that Diego did anything like terrible. It's just that, Gavin did some good things during practice and, kind of gut feeling when you're a coach, what what you need to do. And so, we played Gavin, and Gavin played, solid, but, he made some mistakes, and a lot of mistakes, people don't see until you watch film and all that kind of stuff. So we've got to do he's got to continue to grow because he's still got a lot of growing up to do.
And Jerry, when you talk about a young quarterback, and is it the changes at the line of scrimmage? Is it recognizing the defense? What are some of the biggest things that he's learning in those moments?
Well, I think it's getting us, getting us in the right play, making the right reads. We missed a deep ball that we were 3 or 4 yards behind the defensive back, and we underthrew it, and it's only, it got picked. And between me and you could probably throw in that deep ball, and we have scored. So it's one of those things where he's just got to get, he always seems to have a mistake that hurts us, and you just can't turn over the ball.
Jerry Kill, this is Amory this morning. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. I want to talk about the defensive side of the ball. Great performance. Where did it start for them though, and how were they able to hold off Hawaii all game?
Well, we play hard. That's the biggest thing. But to be honest with you, watching the film and going over the film is probably the worst our defense has played. We made lots and lots of mental errors, lots of things that, we hadn't done. We had a good practice yesterday to get those corrections made on Sunday and yesterday, and we looked much better in practice this Tuesday than we did last Tuesday. And, our defensive coaches were pretty disappointed, and, we played hard, and that kept us from, looking bad. But our defensive coaches were pretty disappointed in the assignments and the performance that we had.
Talking with New Mexico State head football coach Jerry Kill here on the opening drive. That's interesting, Jerry. They always say, the film doesn't lie. And I think from the outside, kind of watching the game, seeing keeping Hawaii off the board, but then you come out and you feel disappointed in the defensive performance. Did you feel that? What was it that you think in your team? Was it just a mental aspect on the field? What was the difference?
Well, I think we could run the ball. I think I think that helped us on defense when we didn't play as well as they'd like to, is we were able to run the ball. And when you run the ball, the other team's on the sideline a lot. And, we controlled the first half, and then the second half we got up, pretty good in the first half. And then the second half, I didn't think we were as clean, and, we didn't finish like we needed to. And not what you do if you're a really, really good football team. And so I think, running the ball helped our defense try to get adjusted and get things done. And we were able to, get off to a good start from an offensive side of the ball. And even with the mistakes we made on defense, we were able to overcome them.
And, Jerry, you have FIU ahead of you this Saturday. What do you think is the keys to turning one good performance into two?
Well, I think the biggest key is, they're going to throw the ball 80% of the time. They're out of the process, as I always say, Hal Mummy and Leach and all the air raid guys. And their offensive coordinator, I've known for a long time, they're going to throw it. And they're going to go fast. I think they're the fourth fastest team in the country lining up and snapping the ball. So anytime you have something like that, it's a concern because your players got to think on the run. And so our key is to be able to get them out, 3 and out, and then get the ball back and do what we did last week and do it better. But what's scary about them is the fast pace. But if you can get them going 3 and out or, 2 possessions and out, and you get the ball and then offensively you could do good things with it, then you got a good chance to win. But you got to stop the speed of the game on defense and offensively. We got to be able. We got to get better at throwing the deep ball and some of those things. We're pretty good on intermediate routes, but we got too much speed on the edge not to be throwing the ball better down the field, and that's something we've emphasized a bunch in practice, and among other things, getting in and out of the huddle better, pre-snap. Our center snapped it before at a penalty, a critical penalty. Just what I call, we talk all about details, and we've got to be more detailed on both sides of the ball. But on defense, we got to be thinking on the run, and we spent a lot of time doing that. But the game speed's a whole lot different deal.
Well, Jerry, it's nice to be able to work on things coming off victory. Your kids definitely earned that one on Saturday. Looking forward to getting back on the field, hosting FYU this Saturday, 6 o'clock. Always appreciate the time, and best of luck this weekend.
Hey, thank you, and I appreciate you all.
Jerry Kill, New Mexico State head football coach, and it feels good getting
Yes.
that first victory. And that was a much-needed and deserved post-game locker room, seeing everyone wobbling in their shoes. And now you get it. The coach perspective, he's looking at the film, all 22. He's going to see all the things that they need to get better on at practice. But, man, they needed to let some of that frustration out, and they did against Hawaii.
No, that was great. Great. And I love how honest Jerry Gill is. To be honest, that's my favorite little – can't wait to see what's coming, but absolutely looking forward to the game this weekend.
Aggies FIU Saturday at 6 down in Las Cruces. We got a ton to get to this morning. Coming at 8:30, Sebastian Well, ProView Networks is going to join us. We're going to break down the biggest games last week, the storylines to watch this week in high school football. And then at 9:30, Josh Shushan is going to hop on with us. It's the final game
Flies.
of the
Time
AAA
flies.
season. Taupe's wrapping it up against El Paso tonight, and also the final time for Taupe Slope at Isotopes Park. We'll break it all down. It is opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom,
Was Tua Tagovailoa. And you can't keep telling me that was just a back and ankle injury.
Absolutely not.
Like, it is wild that Miami is so headstrong in this. Like, they're not gonna take away that victory from you. Probably gonna get some fines, but Dolphins are used to fines because their owner is nowhere to be found. Remember, he's suspended from attending the games.
All these wonderful games.
He's missing his 3-0 start
No, it's 4
for the
games,
Dolphins.
right? So after next week. I think it's only 4 games.
Stephen Ross.
Obviously, it makes a big difference, JJ, when your owner's not there.
Difference. The owner's not meddling in things.
Imagine he comes back and they start losing. I'm superstitious when it comes to sports.
A lot of people are.
So, like, you can't come to games. Just don't come.
I would say the majority of athletes and fans are superstitious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be. I'm not anymore. Like, I was one of those people. Like, I want to try to do the same thing. What shirt was I wearing on a Sunday? Do I need to change my shirt at halftime? And then I'm like, wait a second. I'm not on the field. I'm not impacting this game.
Right.
Okay.
My son makes sure his jersey's all clean for that one. I'm like, what do you do? But then his excuse is, well, if I go to Albertsons, I might get a discount, like.
That's really funny.
Chair Fridays. Check it out. But you look at this game Thursday. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM6 the Sports Animal. JJ Buck-Amory, Steph Holland down. Zimbietta will be with us tomorrow on a little business trip going on. But Miami traveling to Cincinnati today. Try to, get out while they can. The Hurricane Ian coming to Florida. A lot of changes to sporting events. I know you're in Florida. That's like the last thing that's on your mind as you're getting ready to get hit by a hurricane. But apparently, if you live there, as we found out, a lot of people are like, oh, whatever. We'll be good. That's what we do. Life in Florida. Still crazy. That's why I live in a desert. But Mike McDaniel said yesterday on his quarterback, if this were an actual real practice in normal week, Tua would be limited and he would be questionable for the game. If it's a head injury, you probably actually feel better about where Tua is at this point in time as opposed to back and ankle injuries, as weird as that sounds, because he's not in concussion protocol. Somehow, some way, I still find it wild watching that game that apparently he cleared it twice.
Yeah.
And it's so scary if I wouldn't want him to go back into the game.
Even that concussion doctor spoke up. I don't even know his name. But
Yeah, and
he was like, "Why? Why would you do that? You're 24. Why put
play to win the game? Rub some dirt on it."
I know
That's
it's
what
the
you do.
Buffalo Bills, but that was scary. I was like, what?
Because that's 3-0. You're coming off the biggest win of the weekend. It was a division game against most of us, crowning the Buffalo Bills. I still like Buffalo. I think that they're an exceptional football team. You're starting to see them and put some duct tape on that secondary. And Jordan Poyer, all-pro safety, he's out for the season. They bring in a veteran, Xavier Rhodes, who Vikings fans are familiar with. He's an older guy, 32. You're not asking for him to step up, be a shutdown quarter. You need him in the rotation. And Josh Allen is going to find the end zone. But back to the Miami Dolphins in this Thursday Night Football as they head to Cincinnati. This is a huge game because if Teddy Bridgewater is playing, you have the
bridge over troubled water.
You still have the two
I love
most
Teddy B.
explosive players on the perimeter in the NFL. And that's what is going to make Miami dangerous, whether it's Tua or Teddy for a game. It's because of the cheetah, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And Tyreek Hill's a little confident in this matchup because Eli Apple is a cornerback with the Cincinnati Bengals. Eli Apple played last season with...
No. Tyreek Hill played with Kansas
Tyreek
City.
Hill played with Kansas City. Eli Apple was in Cincinnati, so he didn't go anywhere.
Correct.
But Apple and the Bengals won both those games that they played. But Tyreek Hill said, quote, "I can't wait to go against Eli Apple. I own you, boy. I own you. I'm here, and I owe you. The cheetah is here. That is it."
Gotta watch the highlight too if you haven't caught it.
Yeah. Who we playing?
Who we playing?
Oh,
What
Cincinnati?
team? He knows what team he's playing. Come on.
Amazon Prime? Who? Oh, Eli Apple? I owe you.
I think with Tua this year too. I mean, I think this was the year, JJ, where we were gonna find out if this was gonna be Miami's franchise quarterback. But this could turn into a really scary injury. And I know they're hot right now. It's 3 weeks in this season. They're the one of two of only 3-0 teams, I believe, right? In the Eagles. And I just think you got to be very careful with this. I mean, I know this is a big game going, but off a short week, and he's like, I'm trying to be ready for tomorrow's game. This is crazy.
And because this is one in Cincinnati, people looking at the Bengals, are they for real? Was that their shot? Was that their moment? Everyone loves Joe Burrow. I get it. The swag. And these are two quarterbacks that were viewed in extremely different lights. You know, Tua was a can you get by? He has all the weapons, but what's he going to be? What's he going to look like? Well, he was amazing against Baltimore. He made some really nice throws. He did not have a great game against Buffalo. That's what's so wild about that. It's how well Miami played defensively to keep them out of the end zone. But what you're seeing out of Tua is those clutch throws, the big-time throws in the second half of games. It was a 3rd and 22 second half late in the game. He hits Jalen Waddle 45 yards, and that ended up being the go-ahead touchdown drive for the Miami Dolphins. And then on the flip side, you have Joe Burrow, who we all watched be that guy last year in the clutch moments, grinding, coming through everything, constantly getting hit. He's still getting hit.
He is getting hit.
This season.
He looks like Tua the last couple weeks, man. Poor guy.
But this, for them, if they could get back to 2-2, changes everything. It's early in the season, but they're a team that's far from, I think, panic mode. And then the giant question mark is Tua Tagovailoa. What are we going to see out of him on Thursday Night Football when Cincinnati breaks out the all-whites?
JJ, I don't believe this. I feel the same with all around the league, even with like Justin Herbert, these serious injuries when you have a future franchise quarterback. You have a decent backup quarterback. I'm not saying Teddy Bridgewater is going to be great in primetime against
Cooper
the Bengals.
Rush?
He isn't Cooper Rush. You know, a lot of people judge Teddy Bridgewater when he was first drafted like they do Tua, that he can't throw the long ball or can't throw the ball. So maybe this could be his chance to prove primetime. I would sit Tua. Sit Tua. He is he's still maybe your franchise quarterback. But sit him, get him healthy for
3-0.
next week. He's 3-0. It's not a divisional game. It's not going to make or break your season. I know you're undefeated, but I just think this is not okay.
That's a great question going into this week. How many quarterbacks should not play?
Well, definitely Mac Jones because he can't.
Oh, he's got a high ankle sprain.
Justin Herbert.
How are we feeling about Justin Herbert?
I swear, JJ, the Chargers need to sit Justin Herbert. Give Chase Daniels a little shining one to how many weeks and get Justin Herbert healed. That guy is a star, and in the franchise. He is the franchise of the Los Angeles Chargers. Sit your dang quarterback. I'm so angry about that.
Should it be?
Not for my fantasy, but just for
up quarterback weekend in the NFL on a waiver wire Wednesday. We're looking at wide receivers and running backs. Is it time to go to backup quarterbacks? And I think there's 3 franchises this week that a backup quarterback could be in play. And the question you ask yourself, will that save the rest of the season? JJ Buck, Amory Steph, it is opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Brought to you by Day of the Tread.
Join us.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Another game without a home run for Aaron Judge. But the Yankees did beat the Blue Jays 5-2 to clinch their 20th American League East title. They lock up home field advantage in the ALDS. They celebrated. They're having fun. But Aaron Judge still looking for his 61st home run. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, A. Marie, Steph with you this Wednesday morning. I have anxiety watching Aaron Judge and all the cut-ins and his at-bats. Like, I want to see this happen. Now, I do credit Aaron Judge because for all the pressure that he's under, he's not pressing. Like, he's still taking his walks. He's not chasing pitches out of the zone. Teams have kind of started to pitch more around him now, but he's still getting base hits, single, double. Just hasn't left the yard. But when Aaron Judge gets number 61, the floodgates are going to open. And I think at that point in time, he finishes the season with 65 home runs.
A bet? I smell a bet.
To be the American League leader in home runs all time, because Barry Bonds doing with the Giants in the NL. But what Judge and the Yankees have left? They have one more at Toronto, 3 versus Baltimore, and then 4 at Texas to end the season.
He's got this.
He does.
He's got this. But I like his attitude too. He even said, "I'll take 4 walks for a win every single day," which should be your attitude. I mean, records are great, but
he's locked in.
You want to win.
He is the American League.
It's not gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be
MVP
easy for the
this
Yankees
season.
though. Like, I think they can win and be their best team, but I don't think it's an easy road.
But that's baseball.
That's baseball.
It's wild. The wild card teams, we've seen it.
It's late September,
times.
but there's so much baseball.
Everyone's throughout the years looking at the Dodgers and Astros. Well, of course, the Yankees are going to be in that mix. I kind of question. You can get by with 2 starters. If you're rolling Garrett Cole, Hector Neris out there, piece it together after that. You know, the Astros haven't played a meaningful game in, it feels like 7 months in the AL West because they just dominate that division.
Gosh.
But Aaron Judge, once he gets 61, then I think he's just going to rail off a few more easily in the season. Finish. I'm going 65.
I like 65. I think that's a realistic 5 more. Let's go.
And I would love
8 games, 5 more. That's realistic.
Once you hit 61,
yeah.
I think it's a different feeling because they're not showing after every pitch. Oh, there's Roger Maris's son and his family over here. Oh, look, it's a Judge family over here. You get 61, you're tired. You're like, all right, we good. And you go off, knock 4 more out of the park.
Do you think any of these fields have advantages? You know how, like, Josh,
absolutely.
whenever you listen, like, oh, if we were in Albuquerque, that ball would have flown. So do you think he's got a better chance?
Oh, if he could
in
play
some
in
of these?
Albuquerque, he would have hit 124.
Yeah, Colorado.
But I mean, like, the fields that he's about to play on, do you think they have some advantages?
So here's the interesting thing about the stretch that Aaron Judge is on. He's hit 9 of his last 12 on the road.
Yeah.
Yankee Stadium is a homer park. Everyone talks about the short porches.
Yep.
But he's had a better slugging percentage on the road this season, which only magnifies his case about being the MVP of the league. How well he's hitting away from Yankee Stadium, which is a very good hitter's ballpark. And that's the thing. MVP is Aaron Judge. Most outstanding player is Shohei Ohtani. That's the way it is. So Judge is going to be the MVP. But just the pressure, like I'm nervous watching him take at bats, just trying to get to 61.
Because everyone, you want to see it. Even a lot of people hate the Yankees, but I think people are rooting for him.
It is amazing what he's doing, and even we have those conversations of speculation, bringing it up, this and that. Like the way Aaron Judge has handled this, watching him at the plate, it's super impressive. And I think once he just gets to 61, it's going to be a different feeling down the stretch. And I'm going 65 with what he finishes going into the playoffs.
JJ, that's realistic too because he has 5 more road games, and he hits better on the road.
Texas, pretty good place to hit against the Rangers in the season. Back home for a weekend series against the Orioles. That's going to be a good one because the Orioles are still fighting for their postseason life. They want to go on a crazy run to try to get back in that wild card chase. As we're seeing these teams clinch. What was it? The Guardians the other day, Yankees yesterday. Usually, I think 2 spots left in the NL wild card race because the Cardinals clinched the Central yesterday with their victory. So teams are celebrating. There's still records that they're chasing, and it starts with Aaron Judge and the pressure that he is under. I think the floodgates open once he gets to 61. What say you? And we're talking about the backup quarterbacks too, and this could be the weekend of the backup quarterbacks. And why is that? Just injuries. The question marks with Tua.
Backup running backs.
Could see a lot of backup running backs on your fantasy football team. You are on sit Justin Herbert.
Oh, I am on sit Justin
Houston.
Herbert. Absolutely.
That's one that
this guy's hurting.
You're just going to have to manage. That's pain management at this point in time. Because you watched that game last week where the Jags blew their doors off. That wasn't just a Justin Herbert problem. That was, are the Chargers the most cursed franchise right now in sport problem? You lost your best offensive lineman, Sean Slater, for the entire season. Joey Bosa got hurt again. Keenan Allen's not playing. At this point, it might not just be sit Justin Herbert, save Justin Herbert.
That's what I'm saying. I absolutely, and I think that was my whole take and my whole point is sit. I'm telling you, I believe in Justin Herbert, and I think he is amazing. And I'm just like, I know it's so hard. Like, just sit your star quarterback. Just sit him. Save him. I'm gonna change it. Save him.
Yeah, save him for the stretch run. And the other quarterback I'd throw in there is Jameis Winston. Now, you hear fractured back, you're like, that sounds terrible. And they're like, it's really not going to get better or worse. Okay. Like, play
Andy Dalton. Okay?
Just play Andy Dalton. It's also the fact that Jameis Winston has been bad. This is who he is. You can't trust Jameis Winston. And if he's hurt and it is affecting his play, it's time to throw in Andy Dalton. You're going to London. You're going to have a bye week after this. Like, if you believe in Jameis Winston, I think this is a point you sit him, you give him 2 weeks to figure out how right he can be. Let Andy Dalton play against the Vikings. You have your bye week. You come back home. Because I don't know, do you want to throw Jameis Winston on that plane? For how long is it? 8-hour flight?
8-hour flight, yeah.
To get to London. So this could be a weekend where it's week 4 of the NFL season, but you're thinking about, all right, how do we get our team in the best position down the stretch run? Because we thought the Saints have a playoff roster.
Me too. Even with Jameis Winston. I was giving Jameis Winston a shot this year.
You can't trust him. But it might be the time to reset for some of these teams. What are you doing at the quarterback position if you're a little dinged up? Because people might be looking at Cooper Rush. Hey, Steph told you. Steph told you. Believe in Cooper Rush. Maybe get some of that backup quarterback magic. Think about the long game and not necessarily just the game this week. 505-246-0610 is the number to get involved. You can call and or text. You can find us on the social media at parttimebro_JJ Buck and email the show jj@sportsanimalabq.com. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Fall into a hiring spree with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2000. 2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We're fine. Steve Nash said after the Nets' first official practice of the season yesterday, quote, "We're good. Ever since we talked, it's been like nothing changed. I have a long history with Kevin Durant. I love the guy. Families have issues. We had a moment, and it's behind us. That's what happens. It's a common situation in the league. Brooklyn Nets head coach Steve Nash talking about Kevin Durant, the team coming back together. Families have issues, but how many family get-togethers do you not go to because of those issues? How many family members do you not talk to right now because of those issues? If there's one thing we know, looking at the NBA next season, the Brooklyn Nets could be the best team in the league, or it could be the same old story. And who is going to point the finger at who? Kevin Durant's not going to take any responsibility. It's not going to be Kyrie Irving's fault, because Kyrie Irving's just a different dude. He's trying to live his life. Get out my way. Stop trying to cancel me, bro. It's going to point all back to Steve Nash. And what's been interesting in this is the franchise has been on Steve Nash's side. It was reports, Kevin Durant wanted Steve Nash gone. Kevin Durant also wanted to be traded to the number one team in the Western Conference, Phoenix, and Eastern Conference, Miami, because that's the kind of player he is.
I'm so sick of it, JJ.
How is this? This needs to be a Netflix drama.
Oh,
this
no,
needs to be on Hulu.
Oh, it's the real basketball players of
NBA,
Brooklyn.
Not the real housewives of this or that.
No.
Real players of the NBA, the Brooklyn Nets.
A bunch of babies and just what a waste of talent as well.
I don't know if there's been a more frustrating athlete for me than Kevin Durant.
I can't stand it.
Because you go through the stages of, you're like, all right, Kevin Durant doing his thing. Believe all y'all, you want to clap back on social media. But then you find it as like a burner account, and you're like, all right, KD, you're at a point where people are going to, you're a superstar, you're going to get ish all the time, like move on for a little bit. It doesn't feel like Kevin Durant, for as amazing of a basketball player he is, and there's no question that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, with a basketball, are two of the deadliest players on the planet. But there does come a point where all this off-the-court stuff messes with you on the court. And we're seeing that in Brooklyn. And that's why I have zero trust in this team. Because at what point does Kevin Durant step up and take ownership of the situation, of his team?
And leadership.
Yes.
And let your coach
be a leader of the situation. Because it feels like, KD doesn't want to get in the way of anything. He's like, I got to let Kyrie be Kyrie. You can let him do his stuff, but there's got to be a moment where you say, all right, man, stop talking about what you gave up. Oh, yeah, I could have had a $100 million contract, but I just didn't want to get vaccinated. Yeah, own your choices, man. It's not everyone else's fault. And you're still seeing that come out when Kevin Durant's talking, when Kyrie Irving's talking. Steve Nash is doing all he can in this, and just saying, hey, it's family, we're here, boom, let's go. But families don't talk to each other. There's family events you don't go to because you don't like someone. And this is the most frustrating thing in the NBA right now, is what could be one of the best teams, what could be a title contender, has two dudes that are the same personality in Kyrie Irving, in Kevin Durant. They don't want to take ownership. They don't want to be leaders. I know they tell you opposites attract. Well, these guys ain't opposite. And I want to, take a step back, give them the benefit of the doubt, because they're so talented. But I do not trust anything in Brooklyn.
And I think many other stars who want to become a star trio want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then they come to Brooklyn or join whatever team he wants to join, and then they leave. They can't last anywhere either.
You know who loves
They
being
just have
there,
nowhere
actually?
to go right now. They have to stay in Brooklyn right now. They have to. I know they requested.
Because you can be good. Like, get over yourself,
They play
Katie.
like, it looks like they got, and let's be honest here. Kevin Durant is ridiculous, amazing, one of the best of our time. But let me tell you something. That just is ruined for me for the way he acts on and off the court. JJ, this is the most frustrating thing to me in the world.
It just feels like no one's just stepping up, being a
It's
leader.
like pickup basketball with really talented players.
Yeah.
Ego, it's ridiculous.
You just want your superstars to take ownership of it. And Kevin Durant's not.
And they're not going to win.
And you know who the happiest person in all this is? Do you know the one person that is excited to be in Brooklyn?
Ben Simmons?
Yes, because no one's talking about him. He's like, yeah, you can deal with the KD drama, the Kyrie drama. I can be over here not shooting, not attacking the basket, and no one cares because y'all are worried about Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. This is fantastic.
Well, Steve Nash said that Ben Simmons looks great, so it's all. I love this is so disingenuous to me that Steve Nash is just like, everything's great. We cleared the air. Ben Simmons has been practicing. It's all gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. No, it's not.
At least they cleared the air, because who knew that like coaches and players just don't talk ever. You see DeAndre Ayton, who's back with the Phoenix Suns because the Indiana Pacers gave him a big contract and offer, but he's a restricted free agent. Phoenix is like, yeah, we're matching this. So DeAndre Ayton, the last time he was on the court for the Suns, he got benched. Game 7 loss to the Dallas Mavericks back in May. And DeAndre Ayton said, quote, I haven't spoken to him at all ever since the game. And that's his head coach, Monty Williams. And I guess that's a common theme. Not talking to your coach. It's the summer. I'm going to do my thing. I don't want to talk to my boss. Get out of here. It's my time. Monty Williams came out and he's like, yeah, I didn't talk to a lot of these guys unless they're in the gym every day. We need a break from each other. I'm like, okay, I got you. The Phoenix Suns still feel like title contenders? Or has their window closed? Because
always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Because one team is out. That's Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
But who's coming back? The Lakers? Oh. Anthony Davis
oh
says
my. I'm over that. I'm over the
They're
two
underdogs.
Teams.
They're not under. Anytime LeBron James is on your team, sorry, Mr. Davis, you're not an underdog.
The two teams I'm most frustrated with, the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers.
But Anthony Davis is going to have a chip on his shoulder this season.
Okay. I don't care if they're
Why?
underdogs or... They should have a TV show together, east to west.
We just want to see you healthy, Anthony Davis. Like, no one hates you.
No,
you're never healthy.
I can't remember the last time I've seen him play.
You just get hurt, man.
That should be a reality show, those two teams. Jeez.
Drama. They just started practicing, and there was already drama.
I know.
In the NBA. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. Catch us on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26, our Facebook page as well. JJ Bucky, Marie Steph, holding it down for you on a Wednesday morning.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and JJ Buck. Don't sweat the technique.
How do you feel about self-glossing? You listen to Sports Animal, of course, Jim Rome. Not a big fan of that. Can't call yourself up, create a nickname. So what do you think about Aaron Rodgers lately? Have you noticed that he's trying to put himself in that GOAT talk? Of course, it was a big conversation. It was him versus Tom Brady on Sunday. And he's like, I think I deserve to be here. I think I'm one of, the best of this generation. And there's a lot of weird,
When have people questioned it, though?
It always comes down to how many championships have you won.
Yeah, that's one. People forget about that.
Aaron Rodgers is definitely an all-time talent at that position. But we're seeing a different Aaron Rodgers this season. Well, no surprise. But he's not trying to do a lot of self-glossing and put himself in that conversation. Like, hey, don't forget about me. Like, I deserve to be talked about as one of the best of this generation. I think we have. But what do we do in sports talk, man? What do fans do? Lean on championships. No one is better than Tom Brady right now in the game in terms of resume. Are there quarterbacks you're taking over the dude? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Top quarterbacks in this league are phenomenal right now. But it's been interesting watching Aaron Rodgers kind of make that play over the last few weeks. Not just his matchup with Tom Brady, but trying to put himself in there like, hey, don't forget what I've done over my career. It's going to be a rocky season for them offensively. But they got Brian Hoyer and the New England Patriots this weekend, and that line is already up to 9.5.
I can't believe it's
Lambeau Field.
Brian Hoyer.
Mac Jones, high ankle sprain. It got up to high as Packers minus 11 earlier in the week. That's a huge number. I think Green Bay wins that game, but I think that's an ugly game. Because one thing you see is Packers still struggling offensively because of the wide receivers. Christian Watson, their second-round picks in and out of lineup. You got Sammy Watkins, one good game. He's been hurt. Starting to get Alan Lazard back. But it's been interesting to see how Aaron Rodgers is trying to walk this tightrope of dealing with who they are offensively this season, but trying to remind you about his resume. What do you think of the self-glossing we're getting out of Aaron Rodgers right now? Like, hey, don't forget about me. Please talk about me as one of the greatest of all time.
Why is he even being like that? And it's also week 3, and just then show us the Aaron Rodgers that we all know. And I'm so over it. And Aaron Rodgers, I'm not saying he's just like a Kevin Durant like we were talking last segment, but he kind of is. He's kind of a complainer, JJ. He's not happy with his coaches, or if he's not happy with what he's getting, and he's the best, and he has kind of that arrogance, and he drives me crazy, and I'm not just like because
is he just trying to hold Green Bay's titles or like the whole NFL?
Well,
maybe he's just greatest of all time for Green Bay.
But that's even
because I think
you can't even say that for Green Bay.
He just surpassed Brett Favre, right? Like on touchdowns or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, but it took him a long time to break, I think, that record. But maybe
It's
he
always-
just figures Green Bay.
Could be looking at it that way. What I'm upset about Aaron Rodgers is he said Nathaniel Hackett was a good coach. And that really...
Do you think he did that like as a scheme? Like he was just messing with you, JJ?
Because Nathaniel Hackett, they were like buddy, and I guess they were playing darts, and Nathaniel Hackett helped him like football again. It just sounds like you wanted to hang out with Nathaniel Hackett. It doesn't sound like he was helping you on the football field.
He also didn't like Mike McCarthy, but he won a Super Bowl ring with Mike McCarthy.
No one likes Mike McCarthy. Have you figured that out
Okay,
yet?
well, I would, you know what I would do? I would like Mike McCarthy if he got me a Super Bowl ring.
Jerry Jones is the only one that's outlined on Mike McCarthy right now. By the way, 2-0 with Cooper Rush. How you feeling?
Yeah,
Cowboy
so how you
fan?
feeling, Cowboy fan?
About your head coach. But that's what upsets me most about Aaron Rodgers. Somehow, some way, he sold this league on Nathaniel Hackett. And I'm not there yet, y'all. I'm not. There was not operational errors for the Denver Broncos, but he's an offensive coach, and that offense should not look that dysfunctional.
And Aaron Rodgers want to get paid, and if you look at other quote unquote goats around the league, they'll take less money to have a better team.
It was Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's who. I mean, obviously, no. Those are our two veteran goat conversation quarterbacks.
Right, This is a salary cap league. This is a business. They do it. I'm not going to blame quarterbacks for signing that contract.
I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is never happy lately.
No. Should be happy this weekend, as they are ginormous favorites. Speaking of Tom Brady, the game that we're wondering where is it going to be played? Sunday Night Football, Kansas City, and Tampa Bay. Opening line, it was Bucks -2. It shifted over to the Chiefs, and Mike Evans is back. It was just a one-game suspension. Defensively, Buccaneers are still pretty good. And if you're, speaking of the Packers, that was a game in which Tom Brady was throwing to no one.
Okay, no. First of all,
still couldn't run away with that game.
JJ, the whole season has been the Tampa Bay Bucks defense so far.
Yes,
it hasn't been the Bucks offense. But wait, so you're telling me that the Bucks were favored, and then the hurricane comes, and now the Chiefs are favored?
Yes, it opened Tampa Bay -2. The line switched.
So they're on the road in Minnesota. Yeah. It's looking like it's going to be in Minnesota. So now it's Chiefs. All of a sudden, interesting.
Oh, but this is, it's just interesting when you see where Aaron Rodgers is kind of coming from right now, and how he's trying to put his mindset in there about being one of the greatest of all time, talking about this, talking about that. And I think a lot of that probably just had to do with playing Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
And going
that was not a fun game, by the way.
Into that matchup, though, that was ugly.
Ugly game. And I was looking forward to that game. I'm like, okay, you know what? Yeah. This is probably going to be the last time we see two of these players who have haunted us, some of us fans, for years, majority of my life. This is awesome. I thought it was going to be epic, and it was just a dud.
Defense. And
I went back to Red Zone, I'm not going to lie. I watched the first quarter, big screen, and I was like, nope, going back to Red Zone.
It's on both, because both those offenses, ton of questions for the Packers, even with the receiving core, with what you're getting out of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. But I think that's a credit to how good Tampa Bay is defensively. And as you brought up, why they're still going to be competitive, and Tom Brady in this offense kind of figures
healthy,
out.
Strong
they
defense.
Put that offensive line together. Chris Godwin, giving him 2 more weeks, get that hamstring healthy, and then all of a sudden, all right, you're back to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin that he's throwing to. Tom Brady, probably not your fantasy quarterback anymore, but it's far from panic mode for what that offense. It's just time.
I don't think it's panic mode for Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady in Week 4 of the NFL.
No. Who do you think would be panicking this weekend? And we like to talk about pressure on Friday going into the weekend, but panic mode, it's got to be the only 0-3 football team.
Yeah.
Right?
Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Are we done with Josh McDaniels? Raider fans, what are you seeing when you watch Vegas? Is it just games that haven't gone your way, or is there something else that is jumping out? Because this was supposed to be...
What a dud, man. Raider fans were so excited,
They were
JJ.
doing really good in the preseason, weren't they?
Well,
preseason football.
Yeah,
right.
no, but the hype with getting Devontae Adams, the bromance between Derek Carr, they have a good defense, and then they're getting this wonder from under the Belichick tree.
Because that's one of the teams, when I'm looking at the Raiders, and it doesn't look like it's bad coaching. It's easy. You look at Josh McDaniels and his record. After he started 6-0 in Denver, he's 5-20 as a head coach. So that's an easy thing to fall back on. But he stepped into a ready-made team. Like, this was just supposed to, let's take the Raiders
were good last year, the playoff
they made
team.
The playoffs. It was, all right, they were a wild card team. Bringing in Josh McDaniels, Devontae Adams, it was, we can be a division winner type of team. And they start 0-3. Now, the Arizona collapse. You look at that second half. And so that's what you really have to dissect for the Raiders is what happened in that game. You needed one drive. You needed a field goal. And you couldn't get that. And so you start looking at McDaniels. You start looking at Derek Carr. Because it was just Kyler Murray running around in circles at the end of that game. And you couldn't stop him.
And the Las Vegas Raiders overcame a lot last year between Gruden and off the field drama, the rug stuff, and just a lot of change, and still was a wild card team. And I think Raider fans were excited about this, and I think we all were like, oh wow. I mean, I'm sorry, it's week 4. Leading into week 1, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to touch the AFC West right now. And now I feel completely different about the AFC West as of week 4.
Well, with Herbert injured, with the Nathaniel Hackett-led Broncos inspiring zero confidence.
And Russell Wilson
Someone's got
just
to talk me off the ledge at some point.
freaking me out.
The Raiders being an absolute mess. Yeah, Kansas City can go lose to Indianapolis. You're like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them too
week
much.
to week. There feels like...
I know it's week 4.
They're the only team to buy in the AFC West. Was supposed to be the best division
I know.
in
I
football.
thought this would
We
be
were
like,
hyped.
wow. I thought all of them
Let's
would be
go.
undefeated or just like one loss, tied for first. But like, I don't.
How you feeling about the AFC West? Raider fans, what are you seeing in Vegas? Is this a McDaniels thing? Is it just a little off, and it hasn't gone your way? Someone talked me off the ledge with Nathaniel Hackett. Like, I have zero confidence.
I
in
have
this
zero
dude.
confidence.
I get
for
it.
you.
The Broncos are 2-1. They're winning, and you'd rather win and figure out your mistakes. Feels better. I'm not seeing a lot about that offense. I think Russell Wilson needs to eat more of those Subway sandwiches. He needs more spicy in his life.
He
Because
needs to take
that
control.
offense is vanilla.
He needs to take control and get his Russell
The
Wilson
whole
on.
cooking thing, just be aggressive.
Yeah.
Just be aggressive. Throw some tempo into that offense. Let's go. The Chargers, cursed.
Are
man.
hurt.
Like, it's just... I don't know what to say anymore about the Chargers. You love them. They're paper tigers. They do everything that you want a franchise to do.
Everything.
They hit a home run in their franchise quarterback. Their draft picks are great. Derwin James, Bosa. They're like, you know what? Let's go get Khalil Mack. And then half the team is injured in week 3. The AFC
Star
West.
quarterback.
From the best to the what in the world. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
You ready for next week? Ready for the weekend? Everyone's ready for the weekend. Balloons.
So crazy.
Gonna be busy. You got some shows coming up?
JJ, I'm going to be very busy. I'm not complaining. I like to be busy.
Where are you gonna be at? Let the people know.
Okay. Everyone grab a pen.
Write it down.
Pen and paper. Tonight, Amory will be at Revel. If you haven't been to Revel in general, it's fun. I'm at Uptown Funk Piano Bar. They do stand-up comedy every Wednesday, but this Wednesday in particular, it is a charity show to stand up against domestic violence, and it's a really good lineup. And if you listen to the afternoon show, Robert Buckty Gibson will also be on the show. So that's one show tonight, 7:30 p.m. Come support a great cause. Tomorrow, Thursday, I'll be at Dry Heat Comedy Club, co-headlining with Robert Buckty Gibson. So Robert Buckty Gibson and A.
So
Marie
you guys are going
Week.
to be very busy together.
Yes, tomorrow at Dry Heat Comedy Club. It's a new comedy club downtown if you haven't checked it out. It is during Thursday Night Football, but don't worry, I have a plan. I'll have the game on somewhere in the venue. That's how important it is to me when you know it's on Thursday Night Football and I'm trying to watch Eli Apple and Tyreek Hill. Saturday morning, I'll be with Bob Clark next door at the Balloon Fiesta.
That's big time.
At 5 a.m.
KKOB?
I don't know.
Stepping up.
KKOB, 5 a.m., 5 to 7 with Bob Clark. Co-hosting
Come
with
on.
him at the Balloon Fiesta. And then, this is the one I'm most excited about. Steph, I don't know if you like corn dogs. But on Saturday at 11 a.m., I don't know, JJ, I was a little... Do you like corn dogs? I feel like you don't. I feel like they're not... I know your palate now, working with you for a year, but...
You know me. I'm weird.
My
I
man
would
loves
rather,
candy corn, that's it.
Yes. Pump me full of sugar and I'll be good. I would rather eat a corn dog than a hot dog.
Me too.
Okay, so this is interesting. So
You're like, well, what's the difference? Covered in
my
cornbread.
15 years of doing
Fried.
stand-up, I've done a lot of bizarre events, but on Saturday, if you want to come support another good cause, I like combining my career with a good cause. Clown Dog in Nob Hill, if you guys have never been, it's a hot dog joint. Mobile One is doing this Keep Route 66 kick-in, and they're supporting local businesses. So they have Mobile One truck going throughout, all throughout Route 66, supporting local businesses and throwing events and breaking world records. They're trying to break the most corn dogs eaten in 3 minutes and 8 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
And the record,
What's
and then
the
I have
record?
to follow with stand-up, by the way. That's a hard act to follow. The record is, for the Guinness World Record, it's 6 corn dogs in 3 minutes.
6 corn dogs.
Are you allowed to take the corn dog off the stick? Because I'd find myself like...
The stick might get in the way, right?
So I'm taking the under because I'm a degenerate gambler, but like I just couldn't imagine. I know they're competitive eating. I know this is like a serious thing. Like if you watch like Joey Chestnut,
6 seems like a small number.
6 seems like a small
But-
number in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know with the cornbread. I mean, because they just eat.
Are they competitive eaters or just like dudes
There's
that are
two
trying to-
different. There's Guinness World Record, and then there's competitive eaters
Okay.
trying to break the most for 8 minutes. So, and then I have to
I'll
follow
take
with the
over
headlining set.
on the 3-minute one. Was that 6?
I don't know how I'm now
I'll take
do
the
a
over.
corn dog eating
Do
contest.
some mini corn dogs.
Yeah, that's what Mandy was telling me, who works here with us.
I
But
could down me 20 of those.
6 corn dogs in 3 minutes. Can you do it? Anyways, that's
Put
free.
it-
I know people like free.
Put it on the poll.
After you go to the Balloon Fiesta, come out to Clown Dog,
How many
11
corn
to 2.
dogs can you eat in 3 minutes?
Come s-
505-246-0610.
Just hit me up. I'll give you info on all my shows, but they're all for great
They're busy.
causes. They're
Superstar.
busy.
You know,
That,
when you-
and my show will be back this
Yeah,
weekend.
when you get the call to KKOB, that's the next level around here. When they want to put you on that station
with Bob Clark,
like
yeah, I'm super excited. And I haven't been to Balloon Fiesta. You know, I made my comeback to Albuquerque, New Mexico, so I'm excited for some balloons.
we've all been to the Balloon Fiesta. If it's in town, you're at the Balloon Fiesta. They're flying around.
I mean,
everywhere.
obviously. I warned Clown Dog too. The Mobile One people coming from LA. I'm like, you know, you're coming the busiest weekend in Albuquerque.
time to go.
The poppin'. Anyways,
JJ
come
Buck,
some
Murray,
sport.
Steph, it's opening drive. Zimbietta, busy, but
Thanks
he's
for
with
that
us
corn
tomorrow.
dog segment. I don't know how you transition from corn dogs back to NFL.
I know
but
how to do that. Patience or panic. Kyler Murray.
in 3 minutes.
The most disappointing player in the NFL to start the season is Kyler Murray. He had his incredible moment, that second half, against the Las Vegas Raiders. They were popping bottles. They had bottle service going in Allegiant Stadium. They were ready to go.
That was sad.
And Kyler Murray comes back, runs in circles. But here's the thing. Kyler Murray is averaging 3 carries a game. He's only running for 22 yards per game. He's attempted fewer than 10% of his passes 20 yards down the field. And I figured with Hollywood Brown coming in, that'd be a connection that you'd like to stretch the field. You'd like to attack the field. They are underdogs right now against the Carolina Panthers. The Arizona Cardinals
Are you serious?
are underdogs.
At home?
Kyler Murray, post-game, calling out his teammates already. Kyler Murray, you're a bit Kevin Durant-ish right now.
Ooh.
And that's not a good place to be when you don't got the championship rings, when you don't got the finals MVP. That's still the one thing with Kevin Durant. As frustrated as you might be with that guy, he's got the rings, and he's played at the highest level. This was the time. Kyler Murray, Nuke Hopkins isn't there. Okay. But you are paid to elevate that offense. You are paid to score a touchdown against the Los Angeles Rams. You are paid to compete in that division. You can't be out here post-game telling everyone that, oh, your receivers fell asleep.
Yeah, that's not being a leader.
I told you guys, you have to be awake when you play with me, no matter what the play is. Kyler Murray hitting the panic button on this situation because it already looked like it was going downhill, and he said, all right, did they save their season? Cliff Kingsbury saving his job in the second half. The most disappointing player in the NFL right now is Kyler Murray.
JJ, I think you're right. And they are underdogs to the Panthers on the road?
All of a sudden, people loving the Panthers again.
Oh, give me a break.
Matt Rule saved his job for a week.
Yeah, because Christian McCaffrey hasn't gotten hurt yet this year. Knock on wood. Okay, so the Arizona Cardinals, they get DeAndre Hopkins back in 2 weeks. This ain't gonna change the leadership or how Kyler Murray's playing.
No. And you know what?
And I love DeAndre Hopkins. And I do think he'll help, but no, that's not the problem right now.
So what was that study clause all about? Because Kyler Murray, we all see an unbelievable talent. Was that study clause more of, hey, we need you to just be more of a leader, more of the dude that sets the tone for this team if you want to be a franchise quarterback? Because that is one of the positions in support. You can't be passive. Like, you can't just lead by example as a quarterback. So when you look back at the Kyler Murray contract, and when they're like, oh, he has a study clause in his contract, and people lose their mind, like, how dare you do that, Arizona? That looks so bad for Kyler Murray. How embarrassing is that? Well, was it really about studying, or was it more about trying to send a message to someone that you're saying, this is your franchise? And looking back on it, it feels like maybe the study clause was more getting Kyler Murray to take ownership of the Arizona Cardinals.
Be a leader. You're the quarterback of the team. Don't put your team down. I'm also picking up the Cardinals kicker if he's available.
Matt Prater.
Oh, yeah, Matt Prater's now the Arizona Cardinals kicker?
You know he made his first field goal last week?
Oh.
It's the Rams.
It seems like
because he did score a touchdown.
Yeah, it seems like they're only making field goals these days.
Panic button.
Man.
Kyler Murray. The Arizona Cardinals. Getting a little too Kevin Durant-ish for me right now, Kyler. I'm a big fan. I'm buying Kyler Murray. But right now, it's on hold. Can't sell the stock. It's on hold.
4 field goals against the Rams.
Wasn't
Not
it
to take
just
away from the
9?
It says 4.
Kyler Murray and the panic button. We come back on the other side. Sebastian Well, ProView Networks, is going to join us. Who's panicking in high school football? District play, first half grades, games to watch. All that is next here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare.
Woo! What a slate this weekend, you're going to be putting your grades out, not just in the classroom, but on the field. High school football rolls along. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck Amory, Steph holding it down, and it's time to talk. Voice of the people at ProView Network, Sebastian Roll, joining us on the opening drive. Sebastian, what's up, man? How are you?
Good morning, guys. It's good to be with you.
It's always good to talk to you. Before we dive into, looking back at some of the team's performances this season, last week, what were the headlines? What jumped out to you most from last week's action?
Well, another comeback for Cibola, right? So they stayed undefeated, and they had to come back in the fourth quarter, and Aiden Chavez threw for over 300 yards in the second half. So they pulled it out again. Hobbs stayed undefeated. I mean, I don't know if that was real surprising. Obviously the Cleveland loss at Friendship was a thing. The big dogs stayed impressive. LaCueva looked good, of course. Those are the main things that came out. I mean, Raton losing, that was a big thing. They lost at home. So.
Yeah, and you speaking of those big dogs, one of those teams, LaCueva, their quarterback, Aiden Armenta, announced that he committed to UNM, gives him that verbal commitment. We had the opportunity to speak with him on Monday, and I don't know if I've ever heard a more composed high school quarterback. So what kind of player are the Lobos going to get in Aiden Armenta?
Well, some of the things you noticed, obviously, right? He's mature beyond his years. He's definitely a leader, a great communicator, and he can throw the ball. I mean, and he's not afraid to take shots down the field, and but the leadership qualities and everything else, and he's a pretty big guy, so I would imagine, he likes to stay in the pocket and throw it. I think, all right, let's take off the analyst hat and speak as a fan for a second. From a fan's perspective, well, it's not going to be any worse than Miles Kenrick. Let's just put it that way, okay?
I don't know if that's inspiring any confidence right now.
That's true, right? But, Aiden can walk on that field next week, and it couldn't do any worse than Miles Kenrick.
Well, and it looks like, too, for him still being a young kid, man, we're talking about a high school quarterback, but he's 6'3". It feels like he has a frame to get much stronger. And it's one of the things I've heard, too, is not just in speaking with him, but, he's already showing things in his game. You mentioned he likes to throw from the pocket, but it sounds like, he understands that he has to be better on off-script plays, getting outside the pocket, and then you're starting to see some of those things show up.
Yeah, his improvement from year to year has been real impressive. So if that trajectory continues, then I think Lobo fans and Lobo coaches are going to be real happy because, some of the things that we've talked about last year or even earlier in the season, those things have been improved upon. But he's definitely got a little bit of that gunslinger mentality to him, and fans love that, right? When the quarterback's not afraid to try to zip one in there and get it down the field.
Sebastian Roll, ProView Network, joining us on the opening drive.
Hi, Sebastian, man of the people. We have a lot of great games ahead of us this weekend, and we have to ask your opinion on them, if that's okay. Starting off with El Dorado 1-5 at LaCueva 5-1. Now,
you just want to talk about El Dorado.
I did. I asked JJ if I could. I picked the games I wanted to ask you about, by the way. Former El Dorado Eagle, if you didn't know. A long time ago. The Eagles have struggled most of this season. They're going to be hard to keep up with the Bears. What is El Dorado going to do, Sebastian?
Well, in the spirit of your weekend show, Amory, LaCueva would have to lay a lot of points here.
I appreciate that, Sebastian.
Name only. This will be a rivalry game in name only. El Dorado's really struggled, and LaCueva, I think LaCueva's at a point where they got to start resting some of their guys to get them healthy. I don't think they're going to do that against El Dorado because the kids get so amped up for that game.
Rival, yeah.
They say crazy things happen in rivalry games. It would really be crazy this year.
So, pick El Dorado not to cover. Is that what you're saying, Sebastian Noel?
Well, this is a weekday show, right?
No, it is. That was a joke. Warming up for tonight.
So, hey, Sebastian, what game do you guys got on Friday?
We'll be at Cleveland for the Storm and Volcano Vista.
All right, and of course you mentioned Cleveland. They went to Friendship, Texas, lost 56-52, but Volcano Vista, Cleveland, the Hawks, 5-1. What are you expecting out of that game?
I would expect the score to be similar, maybe not get to the 50s, but I know this is a game. Having talked to Volcano's quarterback, I had Elliot Pascal on my ProView show. And you remember last year, that was the first game he got to start after their starter got hurt. And they get off to a huge lead. I think it's close to 30 points. And then Cleveland comes roaring back in the second half. Volcano starts the second half, 5 consecutive turnovers. And Cleveland just has this huge, huge comeback. And so I know this is a game that Elliott has had circled on his calendar. He took a lot of responsibility for that. He thought it really helped him grow as a quarterback, but you can see that he really took a burden of that loss on his shoulders, and I would imagine he's going to be pretty amped up for that game.
Friday night, the Trisco Heritage 5-1. A lot of people are kind of like, oh, okay. Trisco Heritage 5-1, Cibola 5-0, and I guess that's a game you got to take the over in passing yards.
Definitely. I was noticing a theme here, and I'm not sure if I like it, Emery. This is not good.
I shouldn't be teaching the young kids this late in their high school careers.
Right. What I will say about this game, though, okay, so Cibola has gotten off to slow starts every game, and they've been able to come back, right? I don't know if they can afford to do that against the Trisco, just because their offense is so high-powered, right? If you get off to a slow start against, say, a Rio Rancho, okay, they'll put up 10 points, right? In some of these slow starts, they've gone up. If you get off to a slow start against the Trisco, you could be looking up at the scoreboard. It could be 30-0, right? Because they're so, with Latavius Morris and Marquise Renfro, those guys are so good, so athletic. So Cibola, I don't think they can afford to take the first half off like they've been doing in some of these games.
Sebastian Lowe, ProView Networks, joining us Thursday night. Good one. West Mesa at Sandia. I know we've talked so much about Sandia, the run game, the new culture building at West Mesa. What are you expecting out of this one?
I might go to that game since it's on a Thursday, right? And I think West Mesa has had some heartbreaking losses. And I think this is a real nice matchup because West Mesa has more than one weapon, right? Obviously, they have Elijah Brody, who's in a phenomenal season at quarterback. He can run it. He can throw it. They win the game last week if that last second play doesn't get dropped in the end zone. But they got some nice weapons at receiver. They got a running back. With Sandia, it's not a mystery. It's Malachi Times, and that's it. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to run it. So I think that could be the sneaky best game of the week.
I love that. And you guys, big one, My 50 game of the week, Friday night, Volcano Vista at Cleveland, 7 p.m. Locked in to that one as always. Sebastian, appreciate the time, and man, enjoy that one on Friday.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was fun talking to you guys.
That is Sebastian Lowe, ProView Networks, and there's a really good schedule on Friday night. It's a late one for the Lobos, so you can get out there, catch some of that high school football. Community Stadium at Trisco Heritage Cibola should be a lot of fun. Pop on My 50, see Volcano Vista in Cleveland. And some of the other games we didn't even get to, Pedro Vista at Roswell, 6-0 PV at 5-1 Roswell. Some really good games as district play gets going. So I got a Cards fan upset.
Oh, no.
Pump the brakes on Kyler Murray.
Oh,
I'm
no.
saying panic on Kyler and the Cardinals. He's saying, hold up. Are you panicking? Who else? It's 3 weeks in, but in this week-to-week league, things can change, but you can also see some troubling things coming up. Talk about that next. The opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
10, the sports animal.
Pump the breaks. Hey, I'm still Team Kyler Murray. I don't like some of the things I've seen from Kyler Murray, but we get it. It's a team game, and we're going to overanalyze the quarterback position. And we also got to realize you can't get your feelings hurt. And sometimes, whether it's Aaron Rodgers calling out his young receivers, Kyler Murray calling out his teammates in a post-game press conference, is it the best setting to do those things? Usually no, but it's a grown man's game. A grown woman's game, whatever we're talking about, right? And so I think at times talking about it, we blow these things up because they seem like good talking points. And I don't think it hurts professional athletes as much as we think it does at times, getting called out in the media, like, how dare you put me on blast? Because the one thing you'll go back to, as long as you're addressing those same players that way in the locker room, like if you're on that sideline and Kyler Murray is looking around going, wake up. Don't stop your route. If he does that and then he comes and tells everyone about it, okay. Like, I do think there's certain things we can blow up.
Right. It's almost like a surgeon coming out of surgery and, like, they lost the patient or, like, something went bad. And they're just calling out everybody who didn't do their job or something. Like, those are from behind the scenes. We don't need
very
to see
dramatic comparison right there. So far, no one in the Cardinals offense has died. But, speaking of Kyler Murray, I went off on him a little bit. I was saying he's kind of giving me that KD vibe. So what does that go back to? Sunday, the loss to the Rams. They did not score a touchdown. Kyler Murray comes out post-game saying, quote, I told guys you have to be awake when you play with me, no matter what the play is. I have free reign to do whatever. So when you sleep and you don't think you're getting the ball, you can't play like that. Everybody has to be head up. In the game, locked in, and we just have to be better. Okay, it sounds like that's something he's addressed and he's talked to his guys about. And maybe this is the opposite Arizona. They got off to such a great start last year and then did not play well to end the season. And we saw what happened in that playoff game against the Rams. Nuke Hopkins is coming back. He is going to improve this offense. The yards per attempt, the big plays will come back with Nuke Hopkins. So maybe this is a reverse. But Lobo Maniac said, hey, man, you cannot sit there and bash Kyler without even watching the Rams game. Kyler was dropping dimes. Zach Ertz and Brown both dropped touchdown passes. Green let a ball hit him in the face mask. Don't compare Kyler to KD when he's making the plays, but the pass catchers can't catch. Fair point. That's a Cardinals fan that says, I'm not upset with Kyler Murray. I appreciate Kyler Murray in this situation. Dudes needs to step up. And we kind of know with Hollywood Brown, he had some of those issues in Baltimore. Had some of the dropsies.
He still had a 140-yard game against the Rams.
And that's where more of my frustration is.
And there was 4 field goals.
But there's, a couple drop touchdown passes in there. All right, there's those plays. We've seen them. And did I catch every play of the Cardinals game? No. Do I my best to break down all these games? I absolutely do. And so I'll give you that, Cardinals fan. You're watching that game in its entirety. And so that's why you take a step back. You look at Kyler Murray. As long as he's addressing that with his team, then who cares if he's telling all of us? Because that's not going to hurt their feelings. If your feelings get hurt in sports, in business, or if you're any public figure, people are going to be talking about you. You got to deal with it. It happens. And it does sound like, at least when you kind of go back and look at that, if he's addressing that with his dudes on the sideline, then I don't really care if he's putting it out there. But I'm just expecting so much more out of Kyler Murray. What we saw late in the Raiders game is just what he's going to have to do until this offense finds its footing. He's going to have to run 80 yards to get a 20-yard touchdown.
And they do get DeAndre Hopkins back in 2 weeks.
But it's just, even with...
Are you talking about the attitude?
Yes.
It's more attitude.
And because
leadership.
That's one of those guys I'm buying.
No Call of Duty.
And who knows about the Call of Duty stuff? Like if
I know they keep putting up stats when he plays Call of Duty versus
Call
when he
of
has
Duty
it.
was
It's like
when does that drop by? That's soon. The Modern Warfare 2 has got to drop soon. So.
yeah. Well, it's a 15-yard difference, which is a huge. It's just funny.
Yeah.
They keep putting stats out every
People
week.
have been going in hard on Call of Duty, the video game. Kyler Murray is a fan. He plays video games. No problem there. But they're saying it affects him in games when there's like double XP weekend or the new game drops. And so that's where that came from, after the study clause stuff. And you need to put X amount of time per week in studying and then the Call of Duty stuff came about. I'm expecting so much more out of Kyler Murray because I think he's that quarterback.
Yeah,
like
you've always been a fan.
So if Cardinal fans are saying it was there, Ertz and Brown dropped touchdown passes against the Rams. Okay. Next time, I need to see a touchdown. I thought this was the moment Arizona can step up. They got time. Gonna have Nuke Hopkins coming back. Buy, sell, hold, panic. Kyler Murray. Insert who else in that conversation. It is the opening drive. JJ Buck, Marie Steph. Catch us on ProView Networks right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cimbietta, and J.J. Buck.
We want more from our star quarterbacks. But could this weekend be about the backups? Is it time to take a little break for Justin Herbert? Jameis
Yes.
Winston.
Yes.
We know Cooper Rush.
Tua.
The stud. And then Tua is a question mark on Thursday Night Football. Miami at Cincinnati. Is this the weekend for the backup quarterback? It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610. The Sports Animal, JJ Bucky, and Marie Steph. Dennis Allen, Saints head coach, says he does not think Jameis Winston will miss Sunday's game in London against the Minnesota Vikings. Jameis Winston is not practicing today. Andy Dalton took the first team reps with Jameis Winston's sideline. We know Taysom Hill's a tight end now, just as Wildcat snaps. This feels like it should be the Andy Dalton show. Jameis Winston has a fractured back, but it's not something that's preventing him from playing. It's uncomfortable.
I don't know how.
The human body's weird. Like things like, oh, you have a fractured back, but you can still play football.
And I apologize for getting so aggressive during that opening statement of yours, but I don't understand why you wouldn't want to save your starting quarterbacks. And starting with Tua, it's because it's a short week that I'm more concerned. Maybe if they were playing a Sunday game, I would have been okay, like he gets a week rest. But this is coming off a short week, and that hit was bad.
And we have no idea what it is. Miami's telling you it's a back. His back froze up. I think a lot of us have been in that situation.
Between him and Justin
Where
Herbert, they're very like, I'm good.
You get up and your back is
I'm good.
frozen. But I usually don't wobble. I just kind of fall straight down.
Oh, no, that was a wobble.
That was a wobble. That
He
was
looked like he was out on the town for the whole night.
We just beat Hawaii type of wobble.
Yeah.
That you saw from Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
And so that's the major concern. And I know the investigation,
I don't think it's worth it.
what happened, like he played that game. He's back. But should this be the backup quarterback weekend?
Yes.
I think especially for Jameis Winston. The Saints still have faith in him. Most of us don't have faith in Jameis Winston, but they're saying, hey, this is our starting quarterback because it is Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton. So they're going, Jameis, give him this week off. You got a bye week as you fly back from London. Try to figure out the best way to manage that situation. The same thing for Justin Herbert, the Chargers. That one's going to linger. Ribs take a while.
You can just tell, even though he throws these darts and he threw like for 292 yards. Immortal man. I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to save your quarterback. Not sit, save. That is the theme of the show
Try
today.
to play the long game. Because all
Look
these
at the
teams
bigger
we're talking
picture.
about are playoff caliber teams. Now, are the Chargers with a healthy Justin Herbert can make that run.
Yes.
But they're going to have to manage that, man. Rib cartilage is just so uncomfortable.
What if you make it worse?
You'd think with the investment of their money that they're putting into these players that they would really condition, just keep them safe.
Well,
what's one more week?
Because sports fans in the NFL are impatient.
And these guys don't want to be out the field.
No, they don't. They want to play. They're like, inject me, give me the goods.
They're the starting quarterback.
I want to, yeah.
They're trying to set the tone.
I'm just thinking bigger picture with these kind of injuries.
And I wonder too for the Chargers though, what can they be the rest of the way with these injuries? With an offensive line.
I was talking them up, JJ. I was talking them up. The sexiest
We're all
team
on
in the
board
NFL.
with the Chargers.
Why wouldn't you be? Except Jeff Symbieta.
Jeff is the only one that
and
will
look,
always
Jeff is
remind
right.
you the Chargers are going to charge you. It's unbelievable that 3 weeks in and that team is already a mash unit. And it's not alone in football, man. We see it. What happened? San Francisco lost their starting left tackle. It got even worse for them after that. And where does this all go back to? It's the offensive line. That's something we need to talk to our coaches about. It feels like the offensive line right now is the hardest position to find depth in the NFL.
Absolutely. And look at these teams that we think are going to make a far run, even though it's only week 4 and this is a week-to-week league. The Los Angeles Chargers, they lost one of their starting O-lines. The San Francisco 49ers lost one of the best offensive linemen in the league. This is going to take a toll on your team and your quarterback, JJ.
Yes. And that's the biggest
We're
thing.
already seeing it with who's playing tomorrow against the Miami Dolphins? The Cincinnati Bengals.
And they went out and spent money on offensive linemen.
And Joey B is just getting pumped, even though he's saying to relax.
Relax. Take the Aaron Rodgers approach. I mean, that's fair. Where are the offensive linemen at? Because you can't just be like, oh, I want to be an offensive lineman. You can't just be like, oh, I'm 6 foot 180. I want to go be an offensive lineman. It doesn't work that way. You got to be built a certain way.
Yeah.
To play that position at the highest level.
It's crazy.
And we're running out of those dudes, it feels like. There's not.
Even with the Indianapolis Colts, they're supposed to have the number 1 freaking offensive line in the league, and Matt Ryan's has no time.
None. But should this be the weekend of the backup quarterback? Should some of these teams be playing the long game? If it's the Saints, as if it's the Chargers, is you're going to fall into that early hole? Those are 1-win teams right now. And you don't want to be chasing too much, but I think if you're the Chargers, you look at the AFC West. I get Denver and Kansas City are 2-1. I'm not worried about running down the Denver Broncos because I think this offense is in shambles right now. Who's going to take over? Are all these stories that are coming out about Russell Wilson, is there more truth to them? Not just bitter Legion of Boom players, Richard Sherman talking about, they paid Russell Wilson and they didn't pay us to come back. You're going to pay the quarterback's going to be there longer regardless. That was the right decision for Seattle to make. But are we seeing some warts in Russell Wilson's game? Or is it a situation where he doesn't trust his offensive line? He's not making plays down the field. There's a whole lot of dump-offs and passes that are not going beyond the line of scrimmage for Russell Wilson. And then you see him have that one touchdown drive. You're like, oh, it could be there.
I think it's early enough that they should play their backups because their games aren't fully on the line yet, but you can see what you have to work with if there were to become an injury later down the line. And now you can start working with those backup players, seeing where they fall short in the limelight of the real game, and then start working with them before you need to put them in to replace somebody.
I don't think that's crazy early in the season for some of these teams right now.
Especially because we know, with the New Orleans Saints, we know Jameis Winston. We know with the Chargers with Justin Herbert. We know what the injury is. With Tua, that was just a bizarre situation that we know down the line something's going to come out, like, right? Or they hiding something. I don't know. It seems a little suspect to me.
If he did have a head injury,
I don't think Tua.
Everyone has to have their lie on the same page.
I don't know if Tua will get in trouble for that down the road if anything happens. But all these situations are different, but they're all the same. Where you need to save your quarterback because these are all teams that we think can do well this season.
Here's one. Who do you think? Because the Dolphins are 3-0, so they're not in this conversation. But like the Chargers, the Saints, who has the best chance of bouncing back? They're only 1 and 2 teams. I think it's even with, because I got to bet on the talent, man. I'm still on Justin Herbert. I think they can make a run. They figure it out. I know the offensive line is an absolute mess right now. But I'm always going to go talent. And I think that's one of the best quarterback talents in the league. But are they just too cursed right now with all the injuries that they have? Or do you think it could actually be the Saints and Jameis Winston kind of go and run, bounce back, get that situation figured out? Because their problem has been slow starts.
Also,
they've been playing from behind in all these games.
Also, some of these backup quarterbacks, they're pretty experienced quarterbacks between Teddy Bridgewater, Andy Dalton, well, now Cooper Rush, Brian Hoyer. We can keep going down the list. I mean, it's not your ideal situation, but they have experience and not just some rookie quarterback who just drafted. They could probably hold down the fort.
Are you going to the bench? Are you putting down the clipboard and going to the backup quarterback? 505-246-0610. That's a phone and text line. You can hit us up there. Find us on the social media at @PartTimeBro, @_ JJBuck, and email the show, jj@sportsanimalabq.com. Coming up at 9:30, Josh Shushan is going to join us, voice of the Isotopes' final game of the regular season. Topes wrapping up against El Paso tonight, and the final game for the Hill. Tope Slope in the outfield is no more. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Cheer.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operates...
About Jacoby Brissett yet. The year of the backup quarterback. Holding it down until Deshaun Watson returns from his NFL suspension. But now the Browns in with Myles Garrett. And we heard about the car accident, but did you see the pictures of his Porsche shredded? It was scary. So Myles Garrett and a passenger
okay.
got in that car accident Monday afternoon. Garrett sustained a shoulder sprain and bicep strain and minor lacerations. When you see the picture of the Porsche, it's one of the ones you're just like, thank goodness. The reports where he swerved to avoid an animal on the road. Car flipped a couple times. Just scary stuff. But Myles Garrett, 26-year-old, he's questionable. Probably don't see him on the field at Atlanta this weekend for the Cleveland Browns. But that's a team that's had to duct tape it together with Jacoby Brissett. Good game last weekend, Steelers, finding Amari Cooper. I'm a big Amari Cooper fan. What frustrated Cowboy fans is how much he was getting paid. Like, oh, he's a $100 million receiver, this or that. I know you're 2-1. Dallas fans, Steph. But Amari Cooper wasn't the problem.
Jerry Jones is the problem.
Not right now. They're 2-1. Cooper Rush.
Okay, well, week to week fans. Yeah, but no, Jerry Jones.
He's only a problem when they lose.
Absolutely. I mean, that's with everybody, right?
Yeah. But the Cleveland Browns, man, they just... so many speed bumps. Now, the biggest speed bump, they did it to themselves and no one cares. The problems that come from Deshaun Watson, right? You want to guarantee that man all that money, deal with his suspension. Have fun, Cleveland. No one's going to worry about that. But Jacoby Brissett has been nice. And in the year of the back quarterback, you know, for him to step up, too, in this situation, knowing that he could go out there and have a winning record, it doesn't matter because Deshaun...
Oh, they're putting Deshaun in no matter what. No matter what. Jacoby can win all the games. Deshaun Watson, you're not paying all that money, doing all this, all that to not put him in.
I've never liked the backup quarterbacks more than I do right now. Like, I have so much respect for Jacoby Brissett. And just how solid that has looked like. He's making some plays downfield to Amari Cooper. You're seeing Cooper Rush step up. And you can watch Cooper Rush and there's nothing that I'm watching Cooper Rush going, yeah, he needs to play over Dak Prescott. No. But you're like, man, this is just solid. Like, that's really hard to do in the NFL. That's the most difficult position to be good at. And I am wildly impressed with the backup quarterback play in the NFL. It's hard enough to find 32 of those guys that are good to be starters. And here we are talking about backup quarterbacks and actually winning games.
Yeah, and especially with the Cleveland Browns, the Jacoby Brissett actually has a good offensive line in front of him. I thought that they were going to depend mostly on the running game, which they have, but I don't think they've had to actually depend on it because Jacoby Brissett has done a great job. I was like, oh, this is going to be the Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt show, which it has been, and they have been running the ball exceptionally.
Nick Chubb's leading the NFL in rushing.
It's insane, doing a good job, but on the other hand, even if it wasn't that great, Jacoby Brissett has been doing a good job, good leader. Man can throw the ball, only has 1 interception. He's putting up good stats, winning games. It's probably what you want to see as a Cleveland Browns fan.
It's absolutely what you want to see. And when you look at just getting by, and the Browns situation, 11 games, Jacoby Brissett, Dak Prescott, they still don't put a timetable on it, but you're able to not rush him back because you're playing competent football. You got the Commanders on deck this weekend. You expect that Dallas pass rush to wreak havoc on Carson Wentz, but it's a week-to-week league. And we know how quickly things can change in this league, but I don't think it's going to be a great day for Carson Wentz with just seeing what Dallas did to the Giants' offensive line. The Commanders' offensive line isn't inspiring the same confidence, giving up 9 sacks to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Insane.
And so you're running down the list, and this is what's fun when you transition from last week to next week, and you say, all right, where's the shocker going to come from? Now, what's the thing that you're like, this no-brainer, this is going to happen, and then the Colts go and beat the Chiefs? That's the league. That's football. That's the watching UTEP physically destroy Boise State on a Friday night going, how is that possible? With the way the Lobos looked against Boise State versus the way the Lobos looked against UTEP. How about Boise State, by the way? They fired their offensive coordinator after that game on Friday night. And their quarterback, Hank Bachmeier, went into the transfer portal.
That's crazy.
And I got a text, and they're like, why couldn't Boise State fall apart before they played the Lobos? That's what happened.
Well, again.
The luck of the draw with what's going on there. But, because you're looking down, and all of a sudden, Tennessee, Indianapolis, I still love Jacksonville. That's the one team I'm buying all the stock in, is Jacksonville. And just, I know they're not the same team as last year. They spent more guaranteed money in free agency than anyone else. But is there a young quarterback that looks better than Trevor Lawrence? No. Because Jacksonville actually made the right decisions. Doug Peterson is a good football coach. Doug Peterson is putting the Jaguars in a fantastic position. But then you look around and you see Justin Fields, and they're not even throwing the football. And then you're like bringing up, like, is Justin Fields even going to be the quarterback for Chicago next year? They didn't put him in a great position. And so that's the next thing you look at, right? Who's going to take that step? And I think Justin Fields is in trouble. And that might be a dude that I'm calling on in the offseason.
I like Justin Fields.
Wouldn't you want to
They
give
need
him
to
an
build
opportunity?
around him. And talk about another offensive line. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. And that's so as in sports, as we look at backup quarterback play, but it's offensive lines. We were talking with Jerry Kill this morning, and you know why the Aggies look so good? They got the offensive line going, and they ran the football. Took some pressure off the quarterback. That's my biggest question right now is where have all the offensive linemen gone in the NFL? 505-246-0610. Get to the phones. Marty, you're on the opening drive. What's up, Marty?
Hey, JJ. Kind of to your point, you were talking about UTEP, Boise State. One of the things that I remember from the UTEP-UNM game, I thought it was uncharacteristic of their quarterback. He had some drops. Obviously, he had the big fumble, but that was also caused by a couple of the reasons. One is not changing the football to the left side. The other one was a heads-up play by the Lobo defender. So you got to give credit where credit is due. But I just thought that was kind of just an odd game for UTEP. I thought the game would be closer, but I felt that they just did some uncharacteristic things that weren't really there from the start of the season because they played Oklahoma well. So I wasn't too surprised the way they played Boise, but I actually was more surprised the way they played the Lobos. And then with the Lobos playing Boise State, as we all know, your offense has to complement your defense, and that was a game, a prime example, where the offense was just not helping the defense. The defense, I thought, played a great game. I thought they played well enough to win the game. Kind of similar to LSU, but we all knew that probably wasn't going to happen. But again, do I say, well, it was the quarterback, just didn't get it done. But in that Boise State game, there was just no running lanes. Offensive line was not clicking. It was just a kind of, it's matchups. And maybe UTEP just matched up better size-wise, physical-wise against Boise State and the Lobos did. But I still think, with what the Lobos have, I still think the season is going to be a really good season. There's some teams to be beat in the Mountain West. They're very beatable. This next game against Wyoming, I know they've got UNLV. This is a game they can win as well. And then, of course, they've got Wyoming. These next two games, they can win both of these games. I think they got enough to win both of these games. So even though I'm not crazy about the quarterback situation, haven't been since I probably called this show, but we'll see what happens.
Marty, I appreciate the phone call. And that's the thing, the Lobos defense has taken a step that they can be competitive in all these games. It's just how long can they hold on until the offense finds a rhythm, until they figure out how to make some explosive plays out of the running game. UNLV is a 14-point favorite because UNLV can score. And the Lobos haven't proven that they can score when they're not playing an FCS team. The UTEP game, I agree. UTEP is better than they showed, but that's where I look at the Lobos took them out of what they wanted to do. The Lobos stuffed the run, forced Gavin Hardison to throw the football more than they would like in that UTEP offense, and it took advantage of it. It's some good plays downfield. And so that's where you credit the Lobo defense for changing the way UTEP wants to play. I think if anyone's watched the Lobos this season, they see that it is a defense that's going to keep them competitive, that's going to keep them in games. But how long can that defense hold on if the offense is stuck in neutral? If they don't figure out how to make plays downfield? That's the story of the season. Yeah, they can play with Wyoming, Colorado State, Utah State. The team we're seeing this year in Utah State is the team we expected last year in year one for Blake Anderson. Yeah, that was some struggles, and they go out there and somehow win the Mountain West Conference. So there are winnable games on the schedule. It's just, when's that offense going to show up? Be consistent, find some explosive plays. Because we know what they want to do. This isn't on Miles Kendrick not making the passes. They're not asking him to do that in this offense. And so that's what's kind of tough in this conversation is when people went, oh, C.J. Montez, the quarterback change. Well, you're not asking your quarterback to make a ton of passes in the game. So is a quarterback switch going to open up this offense when that's not the way that they're calling this offense? 505-246-0610. It's phone and or text line. Coming up on the other side, Josh Shushan is going to join us. It's the final day of the AAA baseball regular season. Topes and El Paso wrap it up there at Isotopes Park. We'll catch up with Josh next. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the...
Great,
How
man.
are you? It's about to be like summer vacation, fall vacation for you?
I mean, there's certainly a last day of school feel, but I'm also sad, you know? My life's more interesting during baseball season. I have a purpose. And now in the off season, it'll be fun to like take a little break and get away, but at the same time, you know, I like baseball. I love what I do. It's kind of sad that the season's ending.
How many Grand Slams did you call this season?
I believe it's 14. I was talking to some broadcaster the other day, and there's a guy in Tacoma, and the Isotopes have hit more home runs, period, 1 run, 2 run, 3 run, 4 run, than anybody. And I think the pitching staff has allowed like the second most or third most. And so we had concluded that I have called more home runs than anybody else in professional baseball this year. And then when it comes to Grand Slams, 14, which is more than any minor league baseball team has ever hit any decade, any classification ever.
And that's the thing about baseball. It's just the oddities of it. Just to be in those situations, load the bases, have 14 Grand Slams. Like you just never know what you're gonna see. You could be calling Grand Slams, or you could see a dude like the Marlins pitcher balk 3 times in an inning. You just never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that makes baseball so much fun to me is that just when you think you've seen it all, and then something happens and you realize not only have I never seen this before, but nobody else has ever seen this before either, because it's never happened. which is crazy, but it makes it fun.
So did you get to a point where you just started looking up random words to throw in home run calls? Was it just a tried and true one? And at some point, you're like, man, I'm doing this every day, multiple times. How'd you go about it?
Wow, that's a good question. Yeah, a little bit of that. You listen to yourself as you're doing the post-game show, and Stephanie or A-Marie puts together the highlights, and you hear yourself, and you go, okay, that sure sounded like the one the previous inning. That sure sounded like the one yesterday. And that sure sounded like the one the day before. Maybe I need to figure out a different way to describe the exact same thing that keeps happening here.
Josh Ushon, voice of the Isotopes, joining us. And Josh, it's been a year of changes, the schedule, all the things I've been involved. I want to start with the automated ball strike system. As a fan watching a game, as a listener listening to the broadcast, it seemed like a seamless transition from a fan standpoint. How's it been from the players and managers across the league?
I think that everyone eventually got used to it. There's still a lot of people that don't like it. There's still a lot of fans who don't realize that the computer was calling balls and strikes, that will yell at the umpire. I think the main thing that needs to be addressed, if this ever does go to the major leagues and if it continues in the minor leagues, is just the optical illusion of how a pitch does not look like a strike, right? The catcher has to reach down and away, and when the catcher receives the ball, his glove is nowhere close to the strike zone. But because the pitch is breaking so much, when it hits the portion of the plate where the sensors are, which is the exact middle, it was a strike then. And so the computer calls it the way that it was programmed. But then when you see the catcher reach, again, across his body, down and away, everyone in the ballpark goes, well, that's not just a ball. That's way out of the strike zone. Yet the computer picks it up as a strike. And so there's things like that, and again, it's just an optical illusion that just makes for an uncomfortable baseball viewing experience and makes you not like it. Otherwise, the main thing that I do like about it, number one, it's quick, it's immediate, and number two, at least this is the strike zone. Now, I still think they need to figure out exactly what the strike zone should be, but at least it's consistent that instead of, well, this umpire calls them high or this umpire calls it low, at least everybody calls it the same way. Every computer calls it the same way, that is.
Yeah, as you said, they added a couple inches on the width of the strike zone, trying to look at some of the analytics from stuff that they've experienced with in the past. Now, the one thing that I didn't get, the whole ball strike review thing, because to me, I think that puts the umpire in a terrible position to where, it's not the automated ball strike. It's not just, hey, we're going with him. It's, hey, we're challenging the call. And then at times when it, like you had the moments where it's like, oh man, this is like 5-6 in a row that's gone against the umpire. I just think that's such a bad place to put the umps in.
Yeah, it did. On the other hand, it also put the umpires in a really good place. I think we had one game where there was 5 challenges, and the challenges didn't happen in Albuquerque. It's only select ballparks. So when we went to Sugar Land, we experienced the challenge system. We had one game the umpire was challenged 5 times, and all 5 times the umpire was correct. So he had a really good day. Then there was other times where umpires had a really, really bad day. And I've had catchers tell me that every time the umpire was wrong, he'd get mad and start cursing and just be in a really bad mood, because he got showed up by the computer.
Well, I think one game, didn't they challenge
I do
17
that there is
times?
That the players have like a certain say. A lot of times we see a player and they're upset. They're kind of growling at the umpire. They're looking at the umpire. Now it's like, all right, put your money where your mouth is. Go ahead and challenge this. And also, you might be a bad teammate. You only get 3 of these. If you're wrong once, if you're wrong twice, and now your team has run out of challenges. There was one game the team ran out of challenges in the 3rd inning. The opponent did. There was another game the Isotopes ran out of challenges in the 6th inning. And so, if that ever did come to Major League Baseball, I think you would see a lot more strategy for when to use them, whereas with us, because it was experimental, it's just kind of a Wild West. It was just whenever.
No, that's a ball. That's a strike. And it also, it is a good point, and I like how you kind of explained it. Then the umpires on the flip side could be like, well, I'm doing my job right. But it's also interesting to see, which catchers or which batters are that confident in their own strike zone to make those calls.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was definitely some guys on both the Isotopes and on the Sugar Land Space Cowboys. So you could see, like, these guys were a little bit more aggressive. And, just reading body language, I felt maybe there was, like, a younger player who had just been brought from AA to AAA, and maybe he didn't feel like it was, like, his place to challenge just yet because he hadn't been around long enough. So there became some interesting strategy in that end. I don't think Major League Baseball is – we know for sure next year Major League Baseball is not doing this. And then when it comes to 2024, 2025, we'll see. It's on one hand, it makes it easier. On the other hand, it takes the human element out of it. But I will say this, though, too, JJ. When we were in Sugar Land, the number of times that an umpire's call was reversed, and then you would immediately see the impact that it has on a game. There was one time, Zach Neal, poor Zach was the starting pitcher. It looked like he was only going to give up one run in the first inning. Called strike 3, end the inning, team's walking off the field. Nope, it's been challenged. Call gets reversed. Next pitch, guy hits a home run. Later in the inning, again, strike 3, inning over, walking off the field. Nope, it's reversed. They scored 8 runs off him. They would have only scored 1 run off him if they were still using the computer system. And so you really get to see how much an umpire missing one call can dramatically impact an entire inning and an entire game.
And that's a focus, man. That's why they're trying automated balls and strikes, because this should be something that is universal. It should be something, if a strike zone is a strike zone. Here you go. Talking with Josh Ushon, voice of the Isotopes, here on the opening drive.
Josh, I had a lot of fun with you. Josh, I had a lot of fun with you this season, by the way, so it was a pleasure to work with you. I had to give you a shout-out. I love your work ethic, and you're just amazing at calling baseball. I wanted to compliment you on that.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to work with you and Steph and everyone. You guys always got my back, and I appreciate that.
As a avid sports fan and someone who works in media, I got to say, even if the Topes are having a bad game, you still make it fun to watch, and I give you a lot of credit for that.
Well, thank you.
I think JJ and I are dying to know about the slope, though, that's happening immediately after the game today. The removal of the hill?
Yes.
Am I saying it correctly?
Yes, it is going out. It's first thing tomorrow morning. It is going out. It is. We're not waiting around, apparently. It's going out first thing tomorrow morning. So tonight, after the game, we're allowing everybody to go out there, pay their respects, have a moment of peace, with the hill, take a photo, Please don't tear it. Please don't tear it up completely. We're going to do that professionally.
Take a jar
and
home.
I'm actually kind of hoping some of that grass ends up in my backyard, if we're being candid here amongst friends. But yeah, tonight's the night. It's the last game. Major League Baseball is forcing us to get rid of it. And I get it. I understand player safety. At the same time, we've had it for 19 years and no one's ever been hurt. But all it takes is one, especially one high-profile person. Look, when we had rehab assignments with Matt Kemp and Cody Bellinger, I remember being, terrified that they would get seriously hurt because of the hill. And
you dreamt about it.
What's that?
You dreamt about it.
Yes, I dreamt about it with Kemp, and I made the mistake of telling Matt this, which I should have never done. So, it's going out. There was one in Houston, and that's gone. And way, way back in the day, there was one in Cincinnati at Crosley Field, and that's long, long gone. So this is it. This is the last one, and tonight's the last game that we'll ever see someone go up there and either make a great catch or fall down and look like a fool trying to make a catch.
And that is the one thing about baseball, though, is the quirkiness of all the parks have their own thing. You're like, hey, this wall is 17 feet over here, but it's 150 feet high, and we can do that. How do you feel, though, about Major League Baseball, since their takeover of minor league baseball? Do you think they're doing things that are pointing the game in the right direction?
Most of them I agree with. Having a dedicated day off, I totally agree with. I don't understand why it took us so long to do this. When you're trying to develop players, the number of games that they were playing with the lack of off days was not humane. Forcing teams to have 2 buses. Now, Isotopes always had 2 buses. But for the teams that bus across the country for all of their games, they just piled everybody in one. Forcing teams to have 2 buses. That is a really good thing, so the players can stretch out and be more comfortable and not be sore, or just to make it more comfortable as they're traveling around. A lot of different things like that Major League Baseball is doing makes sense. They regionalized the league so that there would be less travel. For example, if you start a game at 11 a.m., the earliest you can start the previous game is 6 p.m. or the latest you can start the previous night is 6 p.m. just so that there's more time for recovery. So a lot of things like that are really good for the players. And when it comes to taking a hill out of the ballpark in Albuquerque, again, it makes sense. I like the quirkiness. I like that it was a fun element of our ballpark. At the same time, there's a reason why there was only one place in America where there was a hill on a baseball field. Like sport, unless it's golf, you're supposed to play on flat ground when you play sports, So I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it a lot. But, of all of the things for me to be angry about with Major League Baseball, I'm not going to, go screaming into the night on this one.
That's lower on you. Sorry, Josh, before we let you out of here, there's a guy named Aaron Judge. He's trying to hit 61 home runs. And I think he's under the most pressure of anyone right now in sport. Now, he's still getting some base hits, but I'm anxious just anytime they throw his at-bat up there. I think, once he hits 61, there's only 8 games left in the season, he finishes with 65 on the year. What do you think happens with Aaron Judge?
First of all, here's my hot take. I'm not all that, I'm kind of bored by it. It's not the record. I don't care if it's the American League record. The record's 73. Barry Bonds hit 73 home runs. And I don't care about the American League record. All I care about is the Major League Baseball record. So I'm not totally enthralled by this because he's not close to the record. Yeah, I know that there's 2 different leagues. I know that Bonds took some stuff. There's a lot of other people who took some stuff. There's a lot of pitchers who took some stuff. There's a lot of outfielders that took away hits that took some stuff that helped them do that. I don't want to say that I'm bored by this because it is exciting, but at the same time, it's not the record. It's not close to the record. So once he gets close to the record, then I'll get anxious. But in the meantime, you got a long ways to go before you get the record.
Yes, sir. Josh Hushan dropping the mic on his way out. Thank you for that. Best take of the morning so far. Enjoy the final game, Josh. I always appreciate the time, and catch up soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Josh Hushan bringing the fire. Everyone is caught up on this because it's the New York Yankees.
Absolutely.
I get it. 60, 61. 73's out there, y'all. Whether you acknowledge it or not, Josh is telling you 73 is the record. Why you're so hype about 61? It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Folks, the next time an NFL owner tries to finagle public stadium funding, bear in mind that more than half of the league's owners are on the latest Forbes list of the 400.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services.
Sports Animal.
Josh Ushan telling all y'all Yankee homers, simmer down now. Grady from a village near Santa Fe. The Josh Ushan spitting fire and letting the truth just smash all the Yankee East Coast Judge hype. Couldn't agree more. It's not the record. Stop the madness. 73 still in the books. Whether you think it's real or not, steroids, yes or no, Barry Bonds hit 73 of those suckers.
And he said, hot take, and I like it.
Spitting fire. Terry the Jayhawk is in on Devontae Adams. Says, how is this working out? It's a lose-lose situation. Is playing with his college buddy, Derek Carr, fun? Maybe. But he has lost as many games in the first month as the Packers lost in each of their last 2 seasons. Good point. Not smooth sailing for the Packers offense or Devontae Adams right now. He's frustrated with the only 0-3 team in the NFL, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Going up against the Broncos. Spicy game this Sunday. JJ.
Oh, Russ better be spicy. He needs. Well, it looks like he's had some of those subs. Don't blame him. Got to hold up though, man. You need to be strong at the quarterback position. I want Russ to be spicy. Take over. Enough of the vanilla. Assert yourself in this offense. Take over. Be aggressive. Get out of that pocket. Use your legs. Let Nathaniel Hackett know what's up, because I don't think he knows what's up.
I've never seen Russ be so legless in all my years of watching Russell Wilson.
Do you think he's just playing it easy?
I don't know what he's doing, to
I don't
be
think
honest.
he's confident.
He's not confident, and he's not taking control of the lead and be like, let's ride.
I think Russ is a really good teammate. Russ is going to respect his teammates. He's going to respect his head coach. And I think Russ is, like everyone else, like, oh, let's let this play out. Let's get to work on this. Let's get back to practice. That team should not look as bad as they do offensively.
Absolutely, because they look good on the defensive side.
So to me, when I think about good, or if I say something, like really good, because we all overuse great. It's a filler word. It happens. But when I use good or really good, I'm talking playoff caliber in the NFL. And I think that's a really good defense in Denver.
Yes.
If you want to say, well, who have they played? I get you. Seattle, not good offensively. Houston, I know Jeff loves Davis Mills, not good offensively. They just lost to the Bears, and the Bears don't know what a forward pass is. But I do think that's a really good defense. And if the offense can get it together, all of a sudden you're looking at a team that should be able to run away from a beat-up Chargers.
He did so good with the Seahawks.
The chance to put the Raiders at 0-4 and destroy their season. But I cannot wrap my head around Nathaniel Hackett figuring it out. Like, I need people to calm me down on Nathaniel Hackett. Because I don't get it. You can say, oh, okay, he sees his weakness. So you're telling me you hired a head coach that has to go out there and then hire someone to help him manage a football game. And we're supposed to feel like, oh, this is a situation that's going to figure itself out. They're going to figure things out offensively in Denver. All right, they look better. They have delayed game penalties, cleaner football game from a penalty standpoint. It's a positive step. But New York Jets fans, how you feeling? Zach Wilson has been cleared to play and will start this week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Head coach Robert Saleh said that today. Did you know that Joe Flacco was leading the league in pass attempts? That man was slinging
as in this year?
Yes, this season. He threw more passes than anyone else.
I did not know that.
You would expect the opposite.
I know Carson Wentz had a lot of pass attempts, but not completions.
165 dropbacks, 155 pass attempts.
That's insane.
Led the NFL. The old new gunslinger, Joe Flacco. Made everyone want to pick up Garrett Wilson on their fantasy football team. Rookie wide receiver at Ohio State. So when you're looking at guys that need to prove something, Zach Wilson. Year 2.
Man, this is...
People are already bailing on him because everyone loves Trevor Lawrence because he looks fantastic. He's got a competent offense around him. Good head coach. Zach Wilson's back. It's a Steelers team that they're sitting there staring at themselves going, who are we? Mike Tomlin trusts Trubisky. He's a veteran quarterback. I'm sure he's getting practice and handling things. I know we're talking about backup quarterbacks for health this week, but what about the rookie?
Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis.
Ooh, Malik, no. Ryan Tannehill held him off for a little bit. Got the victory over the Raiders. Quarterback controversies, not just in Dallas. I want to thank Jerry Kill, New Mexico State head football coach, for joining us. Sebastian Well, ProView Networks, and Josh Sushan, voice of the Ice Hopes. He'll take over this evening. Final regular season game, Topes and El Paso. Steph, appreciate you as always. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for coming
thanks,
in.
Steph.
Thank you.
Hey, Marie, great work.
Thanks, JJ.
Adrian on ProView. The Zimbietta back tomorrow. Rerun it back at 7 a.m. We got the Jim Rome show coming up next. Colin Cowherd at 1. 2 Men On follows that. Then Topes Baseball. Everybody, Meta World, peace and love. Have a great day.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.